Yes, hi, this is Crystal Lax. And my thoughts today, I had this one military guy, for some reason, they are drawn to us. But he said, Crystal, I don't want you to tell me what you think I want to hear. He's a white guy. He said, I want to know your thoughts. So here's my thoughts. I am sick and tired of not being allowed to be a woman in the United States. I don't care how big I am and how dark my skin is. Matter of fact, dark chocolate is tasty. Just to let you know that dark brown is tasty, honey. Just to let you know that. Check, check. And around the circle, fish it out, girl, and bring it back to you. Your self-confidence and your own woman power. Listen, let me tell all you women that's sitting up there that's acting weak and you act like you don't have no power in you. Yes, you do. How far have you made it so far in a crazy world this far? So that means that the fight is in you in order to get up and make it every day. How many of you single women that's battling the kids and battling the bills and battling all of the things and the demands of everyday life, but you're still handling it? So therefore, there's no need to be jealous of another woman in Jesus' name. There's some people that got all the money in the world and she's still a miserable rich woman. She's still a woman that where her man and her husband got more power over her than she got over herself. At the end of the day, she needs to find herself. She found the money. She in the money, but what good is that if you don't believe in yourself? At the end of the day, what good is a beautiful woman if you don't have self-confidence, if you don't have no confidence in your own self and your own power and your own ability to think for ourselves? We as women are in a competition with other men that dress up like a woman, but they're not the real 100% women, and they're in competition with us and how better that they look and how they body look and all of this, but still yet you're not a woman. You're not 100% woman where you conceive, where you have periods, where you have all the mood swings, where you feel, where you have to have uterus removed and you have to have a hysterectomy. You are not that real woman. We are the 100% woman, and I'm sick and tired of us having to be treated like we're slaves and we're dogs and we don't have a right to speak up and we don't have a right to express ourselves, and everything around us is all about the man, to cater to man. If a man want to act like a woman, if he say that he a woman, then he a woman. So then you trying to water down 100% women and have us go without money. They even try to keep money out of women's hand. Who wants a woman that just always, that don't keep herself poised, that doesn't keep herself up and polished? It's smelly good. I'm talking about the 100% women where other women are afraid of being attacked by men in a skirt. But a man in a skirt with a penis. At the end of the day, I would get vulgar, but I'm not. I'm going to try to control it at the end of the day. But who are you to sit up there and try to oppress and repress and depress a real 100% woman? God made us to be feminine. God made us to be a woman. God made us to have these traits in us that we don't have to watch women in order to mimic them and try to copy them, because we don't walk like we're walking down the runway every day, because we got too much real women responsibility on us. We got the kids, we got the cleaning up the house, we got all the responsibility of managing the house. And then if you're a single woman or you just got a man in your life but he stay drunk and he stay on drugs or he's very abusive, you're still the head of the household, because you got to manage him. You got a grown-ass man that you got to manage him in the household. So this is what I'm saying, is that God made us women for a reason. And that's for us to be treated and loved and pampered like women. Not to just accept all of your throwaway garbage, however, that a man want to treat us like, and you want us to settle for that. You want us to settle for your alcohol problem. You want us to settle for your drug problem. You want us to settle for your sex addiction. You want us to settle for all your miscoming, but yet you come back with us and judge us harshly. At the end of the day, you talk about our body, you talk about our age, you talk about our looks, you talk about our appearance, but your body is not going through all of these changes and different shifting of gears. It's like a truck driver that he has to shift the gear. Well, our body is forever shifting gears. Our body is forever shifting gears. When our body get ready to have periods, menstrual periods, therefore it's going to shift the gear, preparing us for childbearing. When we get pregnant, our body shift the gear because now it's preparing itself to carry the baby. Then then when we're about ready to deliver and go in labor and deliver, our body is harshly shifting gears. Then when we done with that, now we have to wait for the body to heal itself. And then at the end of the day, later on in your years, as a woman ages, yes, her body does spread. Some body do spread. Some women, it's not really, they're probably eating one meal a day and they still gaining weight at the end of the day. What do you say about that? Some women are on medical medicine that is making them gain weight. Who are you to sit up there and down women over and over and over and over again? I'm tired of men's putting us down. I'm tired of women going along with it, trying to act like we're that weak. You know, at the end of the day, if whatever people do you know that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is the foundation to everybody around us? Do you understand that? Even the gay, the trans, and everything. If it wasn't for the Martin Luther King and all those people, the freedom writer, standing up for the Civil Rights Act, they wouldn't care about your gayness. The only reason why you cover is over that Civil Rights Act that the black people had to stand up for. The only reason why women can vote and be able to have their rights is because of that Civil Rights Act. Do you understand? The only reason why immigrants come over here undocumented and still argue the Civil Rights Act, and they're undocumented, and some of them still get honor for that. Everybody gets honor for the Civil Rights Act except the black people who it was intended for because of the Jim Crow laws and because of the oppression, repression, suppression of white supremacist group. But that means that anybody, if you overturn everything because out of your white supremacist anger and we want to make things old again and how it used to be because we enjoy that and we want to teach our younger generation to be more like us and to keep this thing going. If you don't break the cycle, if you don't break the generation curse, it's going to backfire on you. And you're going to have such a nation-to-nation war. Is that what you're looking for? Because I know hateful people and miserable people ain't got nothing with their life. They let people go into a race war and don't give a damn as long as they get satisfied at the end of the day. But who's to say that you're going to be the winner of it? Sometimes you can foresee something at the end of the day, and then you may be the loser. You know, God only took in the book of Gideon, God only took 300 men to fight over 100,000 men and won the battle. Who's to say that when you get ready to raise up in hate to battle these people that you so much hate, who's to say that God won't be on the battlefield with them fighting on their behalf? On the ones that you oppress and repress and sitting up there? Or who's to say that you starting fights with this nation, the black nation, but there may be another nation that God will allow them to raise up and seize you and overtake you and put you in chains and make you a slave as a white supremacist group? Who's to say? Who's to say the more that you hate, the more that you promote hate, the more that you cause the universe to bring that right back over your head? At the end of the day, you do away with the Civil Rights Act, that means any white supremacist person that is working for a department, working for the government, if they want to wrongfully terminate you, how are you going to argue the civil rights? If you take black people that can't vote and you take that all the way back to the Jim Crow days, that means that you're also trying to take away the civil rights of black people. When you take away the foundation of the civil rights of black people, it's going to backfire on everybody because they use us as the guinea pig. We're always the guinea pig for them to test the water. And if we could do this to the black people and nothing has been done because this is what white supremacist America wanted, then they're going to say that we could do this to anybody and all people down that there is no civil rights for them to stand on. You better think about your decision making and the choices that you are making, because they're wrong choices, including the women that's going along with it. That means that when the Civil Rights Act came into place, those women found the opportunity to stand up for their rights and to be white and black women and find their place in society to be able to vote and to be heard as women in society. Now, you just think about it. If they take away the black people rights to vote, then at the end of the day, who you think that's going to backfire and backlash on? Everything always backlash. Even when they decided that they wanted to put drugs in black people's neighborhood, and it backfired in the white people community. Now you got people white that is doing methamphetamine and all kind of drugs in their system because it backfired. They wanted to poison the black people with drugs, but it backfired in their own community. Even in the most richest community, but they probably just buy the expensive stuff, but it's still in the community. Now back to my main thing is that I'm tired of being in competition with men in skirts with a penis. At the end of the day, you are the imitation of life. We are the 100% women that God made us. And they try to sit up there and make us, they try to shrink us down. They try to water us down. They try to make us feel in life that we're invaluable and not valuable women, that we're only supposed to be used as sex dolls to traffic from one man to the other man, to use as waste material for them to dump their cum inside of us and then throw us away or talk about us like we're dogs. At the end of the day, why is a man or a group of men sitting around every day videotaping and talking about women? Why? Look what kind of self-respect that they don't have about their own self. No self-integrity, no self-respect for their own self as men. But you always want to demand a woman to do this and submit to you. And alpha male, first of all, I'm not looking for, in a relationship, I'm not looking for a slave driver. I am not looking for a master. I'm looking for a partnership. I'm looking for a helpmate. I'm looking for someone that we stand side by side. You act like that you're looking for a maid and a servant. You're not looking for somebody in a relationship. You're not looking for a woman that you can sit down and go over the bills with, the financial planning in the home. You're not looking for that type of woman. You're looking to make demands and shout and yell and abuse women in the home if you feel that they're not living up to your expectation. What if your expectation is too high for that particular individual and she can only go so far? Do you abuse a person because they don't jump the way that you say jump? Do you understand something as men out in real society? If you love on a woman, it's something about the fire of love. It's something about love. I know that you're promoting hate, but it's something enriching about love, that when somebody loves you and they pamper you and they treat you like a queen, all you want to do is return the favor, return it right back to him, and then some. He doesn't have to worry about a woman getting up at 4 o'clock to cook for him and knowing that he got to be at work at 5. She already got breakfast on the table. He smell it. He wakes up to the smell of coffee and breakfast in the morning. You don't have to demand that, because a real woman of God is going to bring it to you. She probably bring you breakfast in bed or tell you, get up, it's time. Before you go to work, I want you to eat something. See, you don't have to shout and yell and abuse a woman in order to get what you need. If you treat a woman right and you say, I thank you and I appreciate it, I guarantee you the house will be clean. The food will be ready for you. The kids will be quiet when you get off of work, and then you'll have your quiet moment, your quality time for a moment. But if you dog out women, at the end of the day, there's a spirit of rebelliousness. There's a spirit of resisting you or envying, or what do you call it? Resentfulness. Where she does it, but she hate the hell out of your ass. She does it, and she just holding herself back from putting poison in your food or trying to do something to hurt you as much as you have hurted her. See, that stuff backfire. Evil backfire on evil. Evil will backfire and bring back to you what you don't put out in the universe. If you treat people at the workplace and in your neighborhood, if you treat people like they're a goddamn human being, I guarantee you that love and that energy will come right back to you, and that proper respect. How you doing, Mr. Johnson? I'm doing fine, Miss Lax. How you doing? I'm doing fine, Mr. Johnson. You have a good day. It's about how you treat people. This is what God trying to tell people. And this is not a preaching moment. This is a real life talk moment. And I opened up my night flirt line as well, not only to just do role playing, but also to talk about real life stuff. Do you know how many people needs to talk this stuff out? At the end of the day, first you talk to yourself, and then you sit up there, okay, now I got my thoughts in order. Now let me share what I need to share. Even if you have to do like me and start making video audios so that you can express yourself and let people know your thoughts and let people hear what you got to say about matters and about what's going on around you. You are a human being. You are not some kind of IA robot. We are human beings, and we need to stay in contact with human beings, and we need that connection. That's why God put human beings with human beings, not to kill each other, not to murder off people, not to sex traffic, not to enslave people on purpose. But God put people here to be a help to one another and to build one another up and to love one another. That means that there's a lot of people out there, instead of you hating on them, you should be loving on them. Some don't even have a mama and daddy, and you sitting up there childless, and they and childless who can't have no kids, and there's some kids in orphanage and foster home that needs good parents. But if you promote hate, that doesn't show any type of well-rounded type of open to diversity in a child. Maybe you're so hateful and you can't have no kids. What if God told you that I want you to date, I want you to adopt someone that's a black child that really need a home? What if God tell you that I want you to adopt this Asian, the main people who you hate? What if God said, I'll give you a child? You've been praying, praying, praying. Yeah, you probably can't have your own, but I'll give you a child that's been praying for a home. But first you got to get rid of the hate. I'm not going to have this child come to your home and for this child to be racially discriminated against and not loved. The best interest of the child is to always give love. I'm tired of being like I gotta fight men in dresses to be a woman. I would talk about a little girl. I look better than that fat bitch. I mean, really, can we come down to earth now? Can we get rid of the fantasy island shit? Really? And can we just stay focused that you are a man? You are 100% man in a dress. You may have feminine ways, but you still got testosterone in you, and you still rocking a penis up under the dress and up under the skirt. Can we please stay down to earth? Can you please give the real 100% women appreciation and our flowers like we deserve? At the end of the day, they try to take up your Mother's Day to make it all about them. That everything around us is all about what the male wants, what a man wants. But what about the desires of a woman? What does she want? She wants to feel love. She wants to feel comfort. She doesn't want to do battle with men or a man in her household. She want to know that my house is safe, that my surrounding is safe, that the men surround me is more of a protective guard than a male fighting me every day or want to pick fights with me every day. That is not the way to a woman's heart. Whoever raised these men, young and old, to say if you love a woman, if you like a woman, you pick with her, you mess with her, you bother her, you push her, you pull her hair. No, that is abuse. That is the first training of abuse for young men to start doing that. Because, well, my dad said that if you like someone, that you just mess with her and keep messing with her. No, if he likes someone, he'll take his ass up there, even if you ain't got that much money. Take your ass up there to the dollar store, go buy her a card, go buy her a box of candy, and go get some of those fake ass flowers for $1. And then you show her that type of appreciation. You show a woman out as oh Lord, let me slow down. Stuttering time. You show a woman your appreciation of her presence. Because it's an honor for you to be in the presence of a real 100% woman and not a man that got to deceive you and trick you and making you think that he is a man when he's really a woman that got to change over at the end of the day. And you're not going to find it out until you feel on it. And then they're going to try to persuade you, well, how do you know? Have you ever tried it? Have you ever had this and this and that? And turning you out like you try to turn women out. Maybe it's on the low when you really think about it. Some of you are being turned out in that direction because you don't turn out so many other women. But you don't mind exploiting women after you don't turn them out into the sex game. Then you just throw them out on the streets like they're nothing after you don't use and abuse their body. Now you want to throw them out. Now you want to treat them like they shit after you don't come into them. And I really do, at the end of the day, some of you are so reckless with your sex life that you're going to end up with HIV. The same man that was healthy when he was in a healthy body, he dogged out women. And you're going to end up by yourself alone in your home, in a nursing home, and there will be no woman, no 100% women. I'm talking about the women with the split and not the stick, and not a stick between our legs and up under our dresses and our skirt. We should be treated as women. We should be loved, we should be pampered, and we should be respected and honored as women, no matter what color and no matter what size that we are. We should be honored. We shouldn't have to feel like we're about ready to go in a boxing ring with Holyfield. May the best man or the best woman win. We shouldn't have to feel like that. Women are warrior. We're part men. So if you trying to be a man? No, I ain't trying to be no man. But the fight is in me. Why are you trying to fight me down? Like you got to break a woman down. Why would you want a strong woman to be broken down when she's supposed to be your helpmate? That means that when you get tired, she can add the other end of the log and carry it on her shoulders. She can bear it. She can bear it. You get the front, I get the back, and I'm right behind you, carrying this log with you, carrying this heavy weight with you. But no, some of them want to be Superman. You want to have control over the finance. Maybe she got a financial business mind. Maybe she's been good in math all throughout her life in school. Maybe you're not. She picks that up. Maybe you're good at math and maybe she's good at organization, but this is where a helpmate and teammate come in. God meant for a man and woman to find your mate. Get along with your mate. Love your mate. Work through that discrepancy where there is no argument. That God peace keep you peaceful. That you have a bump and a bruise. Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry that you misunderstood me. I'm sorry that we have not been communicating properly. But no, you want to do it your way. And you wonder why your marriages and everything is falling apart. Because some of you are not treating your wife, not your girlfriend. I'm talking about legally married under the eyes of the law and God. You're not treating them in the principle of how God says to treat your wife and to love your wife as you love yourself. So if you mistreat your wife, you must be mistreating yourself at some point. If you don't praise and honor her, that's because you put your own self down and you want her to jump on the self-pity bandwagon with you and let you stay down. No, a woman is supposed to encourage you to build you up, because if you the king and you the breadwinner, I need you to go on and go ahead and get that brave and that courageousness. Get your tail out there and go conquer and go win, so that you can get that promotion on the job. That means that we can live a better life. So why would I want to put you down at home? When I know that if you thrive, I know that we're going to be moving on up like the Jefferson. So why would I want to put you down? But you also got to give me my rose. You also got to give me my prop. If I'm building you up, you also got to acknowledge me for my words. Even if honey, I love you, I'm so proud of you. Then that is a build-up word. That's not a put-down word. It's like some people wait for the moment for you to say something negative so that they can say, see, you're always putting me down. Not always, because I'm always building you up before you leave out that door, so that you can be boosted up and your ego can be stroked, so that when you go out there in the jungle, which is the real jungle, that when the world starts chipping away at you, you always got my words in your head. Why wouldn't 100% men? Why wouldn't you want me to look like a woman? I don't care if I'm a 500-pound woman. It's something about when a woman get her clothes together, got her makeup flawless, got her nails and her hair done. Even that 500-pound woman can still look adorable. It's not that. Why wouldn't you want a woman to smell good? Why wouldn't you, besides the allergy, why wouldn't you want her? Why wouldn't you want to provide money to make sure this 100% woman got her clothes, got her everything that she needs? Why wouldn't you want me to look that way? Why wouldn't you want me to be cared for? Why would you want me to look like a crackhead? Why would it by keeping money from you, financial dominating the home and keeping financial money from the woman so that she can't go out like any other woman and go shopping for herself freely and go buy by her hair, her nails, and the right appropriate makeup without her breaking herself out, which will make a woman look aged and make it look like she got dents and stuff from the pimples and stuff that she probably be popping in the mirror if she's anything like me. But why wouldn't a true man, want that? And why would a man in a skirt would look at another woman and see that this is 100% woman, but honey, I still look better than her? No, at the end of the day, you still got to give that 100% woman her props and her roses, because remember, you are the one that's imitating the real women that God made, the real woman. That means with the split and not the stick, the real woman that was born with all of these reproduction system that's inside of us, body parts that's inside of us, to be able to have your babies, to be able for the eggs to meet the sperm and to carry your baby for 9 months and deliver your baby and give you that happy boy that you've been looking for, or that girl that you wanted, and you got her, but you can't even give me proper respect and appreciate what I have done without you looking at everything in a negative perspective. If you look for a negative woman and an evil woman, you'll find it in everybody in the world, because everybody got good and evil inside of them. It's just what side do they choose to wake up to every day, the good or the evil in them. Everybody got evil, including you, for you to be judgmental towards 100% women. God made us to be feminine, or God made us to be tough at the same time, at the end of the day. But we deserve a love, and we deserve to be treated with decency and proper respect. If a woman is not your body size, why are you harassing them? Why are you stalking them? Why are you following them? Why are you following them all over their social media? Why are you following them on the dating website that strictly say BBW lovers? If you're not a BBW lover or fat, chubby chaser, why are you on this site? Why would you be following me on even sites about aging and BBW lover? Why are you following me? Why are you sitting up there trying to cock block? And this goes for also the women in dresses with a penis that also be fighting us, but still you're a man. It's like, I'm a woman. Then if you're a woman, you don't supposed to have aggressiveness. You don't supposed to be that aggressive unless you provoke. You get mad. You still showing that male part about you, even in the dress. Bitch, I'll whoop your ass and I'll do this, woo, woo, woo. That's still that male part. It's still that abusive male part. Do you see what I see? Can you see what I see? Can you see what Crystal see in a very crystal clear and with clarity kind of way? Not no discombobulation of fantasy land. What phone actress does, they go into fantasy land with a man over the phone and create this fantasy. But then I bring them back to earth, that I hope that everything was well and you have a wonderful day. Bring you right on back down to earth, and don't keep your mind in that fantasy realm, because the main people that say that the 100% women are crazy is that man in a dress that is discombobulated, suffering with bipolar identity complex disorder and all kind of disorder that they got going on, to the point where you would rather lie to yourself. That means that if you marry, you're going to lie to your wife, because you've been in self-denial and you've been in self-rejection of who you are at the end of the day. If you are gay, you don't have to sit up there and put another woman down, because, girl, I am for the men. That's good. That's your prerogative. I'm not God. I know that God opposes it. But at the end of the day, you do what you do. That's for you to deal with God. But when it comes to interfering in my rights and my civil rights, now I have every right, the First Amendment right, the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression to speak up about it. Who are you as a man in a dress or men with pants on to sit up there and try to deprive me of my rights? That's the United States Constitution 42, 1983. I am a paralegal, so therefore, and I do know how to fill out federal forms. So any women out there that you sick or tired of people running over you, wrongfully terminated you, and you just don't know how to start the initial paper with a generous fee, I will fill out the paperwork for you and sit up there and get it filed. And all I will want you to do is supply me with the stamps and envelope, and I'll help you. If you help me financially, since these men want to oppress me, depress me, and repress me, I will help you with filing your paperwork. The best you can do is file your paperwork and ask for a pro bono attorney on that level, or just at least open a case where you could get a case number, and then while you're still in the process of looking for an attorney to see if they're able to take over your case. So if you want me to help you fill out those paperwork, we don't have to fight each other to be women. We need to learn from the women back in the old days. When you look back at the civil rights, or you look back on women right to vote, you see a group of white people, then you see white women, then you see a group of black women with the white women. See, it's something about us. We don't need a whole nation. Once when women get to talking, and once when women are fed up, we're tired of you treating us like this. You don't got away with it for so long. Everything around you is about what you want, not about what we want. It's like even with dating, they try to force you into dating now. They try to force you into sex. But it's for the woman to say, to give her consent. It's for a woman to even tell a man that you can marry me until the cows come home. But it's not until I say, yes, I do. Sorry about that. So you think about that. Those are my thoughts as a woman. That I do believe in the empowerment of women. And I do believe that women are stronger than what they give themselves credit for. At the end of the day, we juggle the kids, we juggle the grandchildren, we juggle the work, we juggle the bills, we juggle the relationship, we try to juggle everything, and sometimes leave our own self out because we cared about everybody else except ourselves. No other woman should be fighting me right now, especially if I've been extending proper respect to you, and let you walk in dignity and not get a crowd of women. Do you understand? There was, when you look at the women right to vote, there was all type of size of women in there. They just wanted to fight. Come on then. And it's something about a group of men don't like, rather they're in a skirt, or rather you think that those gay guys or something, honey, when they raise hell, and all these other communities, let a woman group start raising hell. You understand me? Even they got to be quiet. When a group of women is sick and tired of the bull crap, and they sick and tired of the kids being trafficked, sick and tired. These are children that we're having, and some angry and aggressive man decide to murder them, to beat on them, to sex traffic them. At the end of the day, I should be stirring up a lot of people's hearts right now if you're a woman. I should be stirring up the fight and the fire in you if you're a woman. If you're a young woman, a middle-aged woman, or an older woman, I should be stirring you up right now, because we are the women that are having children on the earth, and these people, these aggressive men especially, are figuring that they have a right to kill our children. They have a right to rape our children. They have a right to eat on our children. Are you kidding me? I mean, how much in the closet, or try to ignore it, mommy, or mommy, just, it's not really happening. No, don't try to water down your child. Don't try to water them down. If they say somebody make them feel uncomfortable or touch them in a very uncomfortable way, you need to listen to your child first before an adult, because an adult will always say they got a wild and vivid imagination. That's to shut the kid up. In Jesus' name, so many of us have been shut up after we done been raped and abused and carried children at a young age. At the age of 12, I was 12 in the 8th grade. What about you? How old was you? Did you get pregnant by somebody in your household and you was told that you a terrible black sheep and that you just come around to start trouble? See, there's a lot of things that black, white, and all type of other women in between have in common. You just don't sit down in group therapy. You just don't sit down and get to know each other. That's including sisters on sisters. You understand? We are women. We are supposed to feel like feminine women. We shouldn't feel like, okay, let me put on my nice little red tight dress and my red matching and gold heels with the matching bag and my hat. I'll probably wear a hat, and let me go ahead and take this sword with me, because I might have to fight somebody. You understand? Aggressive man. Why should we have to feel that way, women? We are what God made us and we can't change it. So why are we being made by men to feel bad because you want to have a sexual relationship with a man with a stick, so you mistreat the real original women and you hate us? Well, what about your imperfection? You so bony, you look like you got the AIDS virus. You look like you should eat. Literally, bitch. You look like you should eat. I had somebody come by and that's just got ringing in my ear. Eat, bitch, eat. You understand? And I'm 58 years old, 59. So I don't know who that was being directed to. But at the end of the day, we are women. We deserve our Mind's White Diamond perfume. We deserve our MAC makeup. You understand? That ain't gonna break out your face and put all kind of zits and dents in your face. We deserve that. We deserve to go to our doctor appointment. I was like, dang, Crystal, you missing these doctor's appointment. Even if you have to talk to yourself and put your calendar up on, or your little schedule board up on the wall so that you can remember. But we need, you're right, we do need to go back to pampering ourselves and pampering each other. And all the other women said, not down for it, keep those bitches out. At the end of the day, all we just need is a handful to get it started, and it is set on fire. The way how they set hate on fire from person to person, the same way how fighting for the civil rights, fighting for women rights, and crimes up against women also can set things on fire in all 50 states, woman to woman. Basically, spreading the news, spreading flyers and emails. Trust me, we got the power, we got skills, and we got experience. We're not weak women, how they try to make us think, and dumb blonde women, whether you black or white, but they still think that we're ditzy and slow and can lie to us and get over on us and get over our thoughts. Some of you women are the most powerful women on the planet. You want me to tell you why, and then I'm going to end it. You're the most powerful women on the planet because some of these men, and especially in high places, have done some dirty things that only you know their secret. And oh, good God Almighty, if you get frustrated and fed up and you start spilling the bean and you start uncovering and unraveling every secret that you knew on this person, good God Almighty, all of a sudden you're going to see that most once powerful man shrink down. And some of you got sex trafficking and brothel and whorehouse names in your black book. Good God Almighty, if you share that black book, and who exactly come in to go pay money for women that they know have been trafficked and sold into slavery, human trafficking. Good God Almighty, look how powerful you are. The secretary know all about the boss little playtime because she has to arrange the setup, the hotel room, and the plane and everything. Good God Almighty, they try to make us look like we're weak women, but oh, look how powerful that the women are that knows about your secret. See, nothing can stay a secret when you got another person in on your secret. It's not a secret. You just hoping and crossing your finger that person won't give out your secret for the judges, the politicians that go into brothel house, into whorehouses, or escort services, or bring that particular black woman here or that particular black girl there. At the end of the day, we're more powerful than what you think. You're just not using your weapons in order to get things back in order. At the end of the day, you're not training people. You're not training him very well, dear. You are the dominating factor. You are the woman of power. You're just not using your power in order to say, it would be a terrible thing if people found out that you're a whore, that you go sleep with these women that you know that is trafficking. At the end of the day, gain back your power, get your power. And watch us see how he shake, knowing that, dang, it's just a click of a button, and all I have to do is share this with your wife, how you and I have been sleeping together. That's it. Just sleeping with the secretary, sleeping with women at work. Isn't that something? Yeah, you just have to use your power. Until then, toodles.